Deindividuation is a psychological and sociological concept that refers to the loss of self-awareness and individual accountability when people are part of a group. This phenomenon often leads individuals to act in ways they might not when alone, as their sense of personal responsibility diminishes within the anonymity of the group. The term was popularized in the 20th century by social psychologists like Leon Festinger and later explored in detail by Philip Zimbardo in his studies on group behavior and anonymity. Deindividuation occurs when factors like group size, anonymity, and arousal combine to weaken self-restraint and promote impulsive or antisocial behavior. It explains why people sometimes engage in actions, such as vandalism or violence, during riots or large gatherings that they would typically avoid in other settings. Deindividuation is characterized by a diminished sense of individuality. In group settings, individuals often feel less accountable for their actions because the responsibility is perceived as shared among the group. Anonymity plays a significant role, as it reduces the likelihood of being identified or judged personally. High levels of emotional arousal, such as excitement, anger, or fear, further amplify the loss of self-awareness, making individuals more likely to conform to group norms or behaviors, even if they conflict with personal values. One classic example of deindividuation is mob behavior during riots. People who might ordinarily follow the law and behave responsibly can engage in looting or property destruction when part of a large, anonymous crowd. The group's collective energy and perceived lack of consequences lower individual inhibitions. Another example is the phenomenon of online trolling. The anonymity provided by the internet often leads individuals to post offensive or harmful comments they would not say in face-to-face interactions. This digital form of deindividuation allows people to act without the fear of personal accountability. A third example can be found in experiments like Zimbardo's Stanford prison experiment. In this study, participants assigned the role of prison guards exhibited deindividuation through aggressive and dehumanizing behavior toward the prisoners, driven by their assigned group identity and the anonymity provided by uniforms and sunglasses. The concept of deindividuation provides valuable insights into group dynamics and human behavior. It helps explain why individuals sometimes act against their typical moral standards when influenced by group settings. This understanding is useful in fields such as criminology, organizational behavior, and digital media studies where group influences are significant. By recognizing the conditions that foster deindividuation, strategies can be developed to mitigate its negative effects, such as promoting accountability or emphasizing individual identities within groups. Despite its utility, the concept of deindividuation has faced criticism. Some researchers argue that it oversimplifies complex group behaviors by focusing primarily on the loss of individuality. Critics also point out that deindividuation does not always lead to negative or antisocial actions. In some cases, it can result in positive behaviors, such as increased altruism or collective efforts during emergencies. Furthermore, the role of group norms is often underestimated. People may act out in groups not solely because they lose self-awareness, but because they conform to the perceived expectations of the group.